Hi everyone.
I was like, that was pretty. That was.
I was gonna say,
we were.
somber.
No, I think it's
Hi,
because we were like,
everyone.
be quiet. It was like, can we talk now? Can we talk now? We're allowed to talk now. Hi everyone. We're the Dicestormers.
Yay!
We're playing Call of Cthulhu: The Whitechapel Murders, otherwise known as Call of Cthulhu: Jack the Ripper.
Needless to say, there are adult themes in this episode.
Yes.
So if you are of a particular persuasion
Or age group.
you may want to take a pass on this one.
I'm also I'm playing a character who's a little bit sexist and misogynistic, to say the least.
How is that
Doesn't
different?
reflect. Doesn't
Yeah,
reflect
well-
my.
How is that different
Well,
from
sort
you?
of, no, that's right. That's very different from me normally.
Connected to the time period.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ben's playing an arsehole.
My favourite line I'd said last week is I enjoy shooting, ducks and peasants, and I like that. That's good.
Hey. And then shot a peasant.
I
Or
did,
tried to.
literally shot a
And
peasant,
failed
so,
with his blunderbuss operation roll.
Yeah. Blunderbuss operation roll.
That was I quite like that. That
That's
rolled
cool.
off my tongue.
Yeah, it did.
So when we left our investigators, they had just been on a mammoth chase through the streets of London outside of the police headquarters on penny farthing bicycles, hansom cabs, and on foot. And they had narrowly avoided murdering a young street urchin that Derek's character recognised. Before we go much further, though, let's have a recap of everyone's character. We'll start with you, Nathan.
Oh, Tip Mumphrey, actually. I'm a bit of a. I'm a gentleman by only purely my own thoughts. I grew up on the streets. But I have one good suit and I make a lot of business. Any
Oh, hang
can
on.
make
I
it
don't think
done?
your suit isn't very good anymore.
Well, no,
didn't
look-
something happen to it? in the
Yeah, look,
last- Didn't an entire sleeve come off?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Due to a tragic. What was it? What were they called?
The penny
bi-
farthings.
Yeah,
yes.
a tragic penny farthing. Penny farthing accident.
Yes.
Very uncommon. Though I did, I must admit, I did save the day, and we managed to stop the person who was running away.
Yes. Although,
Well, I simply went to go along and knock him
yes.
over, whereas my beloved and dear friend here shot an elephant gun at the gentleman in the streets of London.
Yes.
So I don't know. I was like, being all like, pushing him over and into the street, and my fellow colleague here decided, what would be a smart decision? Fire the largest gun that you can have in this game at the person.
Direct action,
Yeah, well,
Get the
that-
job done.
Yeah, well,
Fleeing person.
stop, or I will boom. Just like
Yes,
the
yes.
street falls apart.
The inventor of Shoot First, Ask Questions Later.
Yes.
So you're currently worried a bit about your
Suit?
Your suit.
No, you know what the sad thing was? I actually picked up the sleeve, what was left of it.
Oh.
That's a little bit sad.
So you've got a one-armed suit.
Yeah. I don't know. Should I take the other arm off?
I'll fix that for you,
Oh,
darling.
you could be very trendy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
But yes, I
You
won't
should
do it
wear
on
one
this
glove
suit.
too.
No, that's true. But yes, so that's my character.
Derek's character just offered to fix your thing because
Aww.
Derek's character might have some skills in that.
Yeah, what's your sewing skill?
Yeah.
Did you put anything in sewing? I'm not sure there.
First aid.
Art craft, I think, isn't
It's a
it?
sort of
Artcraft.
first
I
aid.
have stuff in Artcraft. So
There you go.
yeah, maybe
I have 45
Seamstress.
in acting.
Nice. Seamstress.
Seamstress?
So maybe you could.
Shall I try? Well, let's go round. John?
No. That was my segue to,
Oh,
for
to
you to
me?
introduce
Oh,
you.
yes.
I thought
It's
that
in
was
order
that
of it.
smooth. You didn't even
We're
notice.
going in order of importance.
Yeah,
So,
order of
No, I
importance.
was like.
So I'm playing Celeste Davis. I am a female, a woman of the night, and I'm a prostitute and also a snitch, somewhat not by choice, but by circumstance.
More like consanguinity. Yes, that's right.
Oh
I
my
just used
goodness.
that word.
Whoa.
More than two
What?
syllables.
What does
I
that
think
mean?
that's-
Connection by blood.
Consanguinity.
So
Well,
blood,
yes,
sanguine blood,
my-
consanguinity. So your
My cousin.
cousin is a detective with the London police.
I
who
have
has-
literally not finagled that word before.
Nice. Doesn't win. Consanguinity beats it. Yes.
Finagle
So
Balaga?
Celeste Davis, and then
Yes.
John.
Oh, we are going in order of importance.
Well, no, there might be a reason for what I'm doing the way I'm doing it, but now they will know.
No order of importance.
Yeah, definitely.
So my character's name is Finch Diggles, and he's an actuary who has
what, sorry?
an actuary.
What's the actuary
Risk.
do?
He
Oh,
actuarially.
nice one, Nathan.
You are ready to be a
he's
father,
alive.
Nathan.
So he assesses risk and spends a fair amount of time assessing the risks of the different brothels
Yes.
around the
Of
place.
which
Oh,
there,
it's
of
tough,
which there are
tough job.
many,
It's a
many
tough
in
job.
the East End of London,
Has a few odd mannerisms,
which have
which
brought
have
him to
started
the
to
attention.
appear.
Like licking blood off like no
Yeah.
letters of yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just has a copper deficiency.
Yeah, let's go with that. Or maybe salt deficiency. So he started to show some worrying traits lately. And yeah, that's the blood that he licked last.
That gave him a connection
episode.
to the murders of the five.
Yeah, started to have some worrying dreams and things like that. So, Finch Diggles. Now to the last character.
And
Some might even say least.
Yeah, not last.
Not me.
Last,
Not
but
me.
not least.
No,
Not
last.
me.
and
Maybe Murray,
least.
but not me.
And least.
Last and least. Ben.
All right.
My name is Septimus Butley, a fine shot, fine
Nope.
gentleman.
Are we saying that? Are we saying that?
No, can I just say, not convicted yet, but
That's
tomorrow's front page.
Although-
Who shot the guy in the middle
if
of the
we
street?
agree that he's a fine shot because he messed up his shot and missed, therefore
Yes.
maybe missing he will.
It was
assume
a metaphorical shot across the bow.
yes, and he won't
Bowels.
he
He's
won't
a-
look to improve his
He's
shooting.
He's a fine shot of innocent bystanders.
Yes, after the fine reaction to my Gilbert and Sullivan performance last week, I've decided practice firmly to play Poor Wandering One from the fabulously popular Pirates of Penzance on the harmonica.
No, it's okay.
No,
It's okay.
no,
It's fine. No, it's all right.
No, we're not set up. The microphones aren't set up.
Can I-
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Can I just say-
Not to mention we're in the middle of a London street during the
But
day.
maybe comment below if you'd like to hear it
Yes.
played in the future
Yes.
on Ben's private channel, Harmonicas and Ben. It's a new channel that he'll be starting.
Wait for the harmonica sound set.
Yeah, Sirenscape,
Sirenscape.
which is just going to be looped. No, not
That's
looped.
right.
No,
it doesn't loop.
non-repeating,
That's right,
non-repeating Ben. It's just
Ever
going to be called the
variable
Ben's.
harmonica.
The
That's,
Ben's
sorry, that's an
Sirenscape.
oxymoron. A non-repeating pen. Come on.
you know-
He's only got like 4 jokes.
What
You
is
know-
up tonight? Anyway.
Nice.
Sorry.
What I
no.
thought would it be funny if it's just like you press the harmonica sound, it just directly calls you on Skype, and you're like,
That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. He's going to hit harmonica sound and then pretend to play it. It's not actually even going to be live.
I like it.
I think he's set us up for a fall.
He has. All right, well,
All right.
Come on, no, we've given you such a big setup.
no, come on. I want.
I'm
Ben's
uh,
like, don't
No,
make
he's
me
got to get
play
in
it.
charge of his
Don't make
his
me
breath's
play it.
all his breath's all messed up now because he's laughing too much.
I'm registering the YouTube channel, the URL,
Yes.
harmonicasandben.com.
Harmonicas and Ben.
Harmonicas and Ben.
Just hours and hours of harmonica. Mediocre harmonica performances.
I think it's going to be this next 30 seconds on loop.
That's right.
And a one,
It's
and a
just,
two.
it's just installing.
Oh.
Here we are. If Nathan's internet was, here we are.
Yeah, blame my internet.
Oh, it's backwards. Sorry.
Have you ever had moments when you've dedicated to a joke and that joke didn't go to plan? Please let us know below when you went too hard on a joke and the joke didn't go through, but you committed to it and you stuck to your guns. You kept going until other people were forced to laugh.
Hang on. Do we
Acting
need?
not to you.
Oh, the camera's not set up.
Oh, hang on.
Hooray!
Oh, well done.
You had me
And
completely
transition.
fooled, Ben. I thought you were actually going to play it live and actually going to play Poor Wandering One. And then I made a joke about there being a Sirenscape sound
And you've
set,
actually got. I feel played.
Sorry guys, we're going to be right back. Just some small technical difficulties.
So,
And we're back.
Hey,
And we're
excellent.
back.
Okay, right.
so the reason that we are all together as a group is a rather grim circumstance where
Yes.
we all dreamt about about being murdered by Jack the
Wow.
Ripper all at the same.
No, we weren't being murdered, we were murdering.
We were murdering, weren't we?
Well, no, I think the interpretation of the dream has differed.
Oh,
I was murdering.
I thought I
I
was
was
on the
seeing them-
receiving
no,
end
I was
because
seeing
I
them
couldn't.
murder.
Yeah, you were from the perspective of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
knife.
Yeah, okay.
The knife was coming out from you, not towards you.
Oh, from me.
Yeah, but you were seeing the victim.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Quite
That's
grim.
how you knew
Oh.
who the victim was, because
Yes.
you could see her face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And my victim was Mary Jane Kelly.
Yes, the fifth and most recent victim that was basically last night, and the dream that you had
Ugh.
occurred before anyone else.
These are really
Knew about
nasty
it.
photos.
Yeah.
You should see mine. Do you want to see mine?
Yeah, yours
Do not
is
share.
probably the worst, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
you whip.
yours are actually. I think they went quite tame, and then we got to yours. I think Ben's is quite bad. Or John's.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the last
Well, I
one
mean,
was right.
this is as he gets more and more confident in his
Yes,
craft.
so
isn't
the
he?
first victim, obviously the murders are essentially between April and November 1888, and they get more and more brutal, more and more violent, and the most recent victim, Mary Jane Kelly, has basically been eviscerated, and bits of the body are missing. There have been various body parts have been taken away from the victims, especially the last two.
I like that we went from harmonica jokes to
Well, it's
there's a,
good.
there's a like
We had to
ripped
establish some
apart.
sort of mood at some point.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, we
Yeah.
need to get back
Oh,
there. And
yeah.
of course,
That's
you all notice as you're standing in the street that your friend, the rather large publican Harry Fitzroy, has disappeared and gone off somewhere.
Where's that rotund Republican?
No, publican.
Publican, oh yes.
Republic.
Quite a bit confused.
There's a wide difference.
Monarchists,
Yes, there
yes, Republicans in London in 1888 won't go down well.
No.
Well, I'm actually far more interested in our quarry.
Right.
He has slipped down an alleyway.
He slipped down an alleyway.
We haven't been
and,
able to follow him.
Shot through.
He's absolutely down one of those tiny little gaps between the houses, and there's no way
But-
any of you could follow.
But we
What
know
about
where he's
Nigel?
from or something, don't we?
Yes.
Yes.
So Celeste
I've seen him.
recognised
I've
where
seen him.
he's from. He's from the
He sells almonds outside the.
Yes,
the,
that's
the,
right.
the
Oh.
horseradishes. Yeah,
Horseradish.
horseradish.
He
No,
says
was
horse.
it almonds? I thought he was selling nuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Horseradish.
what do they call them?
You don't-
Conkers?
Conkers. What are they called? Horse chestnuts. Chestnuts.
Chestnuts.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
Not horseradishes.
Not horseradishes.
Horse
Chestnuts.
chestnuts.
But if we know where
I
he's
would say
from,
that would be an amazing meal, like just
I think it would
horseradish
be.
and chestnuts.
Or
sorry, are you saying you're familiar with this child?
cleansing.
Yeah, he's plies his trade near the
Outside
museum.
In the British Museum. Yep.
Near the museum, and I think we should pay him a visit.
It sounds like an excellent suggestion.
Could I also make another suggestion that we don't shoot him this time?
Don't shoot him.
That's
Oh, well,
right.
I was just trying to stop him.
Well,
Have you ever used one of these before?
Oh, I shoot all sorts of things, you know.
It's been confiscated by
Yes,
Inspector Davis
sadly.
currently.
Hasn't he? He just reminds me of one of those kind of characters that just no matter what, he's just always like, ha ha! It's just like, where did you get that from? And you're like, ah! Just
Well,
always on his person.
Normally when I'm shooting, I hold out my hand like this, and a loaded one appears
Exactly.
in it. But you know,
That's
you
like that
can't
magical-
always get the help you need.
And because of
Well, let's find this child.
Finch's generosity, you have a handsome cab, essentially
Yes.
awaiting your beck and call for, well, pretty much the rest of the century.
Have we,
Given how much-
that's
how much you
right.
gave
I
him.
remember that.
Did we give him like £3?
Gave him £1.
yeah,
Whoa.
it's like
have we established what this boy was holding that was glinting in the sunlight?
well, it was a knife that has been missing from the library, missing from the museum.
You remember that? That was like 3
Yes,
hours ago.
I remember that very well.
It
yes.
was a very wavy, sort of sacrificial kind of.
Yeah.
I saw but a glint. How do we know it was the knife? Did
You
someone
saw it.
Oh,
spot it?
I saw it a little bit clearer.
so the
it
one-
was a knife, all right.
So that's the knife. I think two of
Okay.
you
He
knew
licked
the
it.
knife from your dream.
Yes, I
Um,
remember.
Nigel, however, doesn't recognise the knife because the knife in the museum is from antiquity and is oxidised and
Ah,
is
that's right. I
a bronze
remember.
blade, so it's
So
not
it's-
shiny.
yeah.
it's-
Yes, yes, but Nigel wouldn't know. He's a complete moron. So,
It's true.
I'm right
Is
here.
Nigel there?
Yeah,
Is
Nigel
he
was
still
in,
there?
was in the
Did he
cab,
take-
I
did
think.
he
oh,
come
hello, Nigel.
I like that's the shot where they go like this, where it's a private conversation, and then they just take it a step out. He's like, "What?" Like he's just sitting there on the edge of the shot.
Finch.
Oh, I
think-
see. Well, must be going, gentlemen.
Nice.
And does the cart start moving at that exact moment?
Sorry, Nigel. We're going back to your place of
Well, I have
employment.
many, many appointments today, you see, officer.
We're going back to the museum via this hansom cab, which will surely get you there faster than.
Nigel,
Yes, we can give him a lift.
come and. I bet
I
my-
can
I
make
bet
sure
my
that you
eyes
are
at
sitting
Nigel.
on the opposite
Ah.
side of the cab from our friend here.
Well, you don't want the stupidity to rub off, do you?
I like I like that. 5 minutes later, Nigel hanging onto the back of the cab at the back.
Detective, can I have a word with you just in private?
Of course, of course.
Goes off
Yep,
and has
yep.
it. And I'm sure you and your
should break
NPC
his
can
heart.
have a quick word about how incompetent the
Yes.
rest of the PCs are and all that kind of stuff. Are you sure you want to be hanging out with these people? They're absolute morons.
Well,
Especially that fellow with the harmonica.
they're the best.
What on earth
They're the best we've got, and they seem to be connected by this dream. Did they tell you about the dream?
Dreams are for children. I deal
Now,
in
there-
facts, and so do you.
There have been some very modern advances into dream analysis, and
1920s,
Dream
right?
Nigel, stop
analysis.
closing,
1890.
stop closing your mind to the
And
modern
literally the
wonders of
door
science.
as well. They're not going to walk.
Well, I think we found out Jack the Ripper. We just need to apprehend him. If you had let me shoot him, we would have had this matter sewn up as it is. If he's got the knife, then...
I've known this kid for almost all of his life. He's not the Ripper.
Well,
He
that's-
couldn't do what I've seen.
Oh, he can do some things, but he
You're
can't
too
do-
soft-hearted, I believe. Well, at least
I
we
don't.
should apprehend him. If we know he's dead, let's go to the museum.
What exactly proof do you have that he's the Ripper?
Well, he's got the knife, which cut the
Hey,
wounds.
I saw this kid running through the streets. He had a knife. He is Jack the Ripper.
It's the late 1880s. That's red-handed.
That's
Good
right.
enough for me.
Gentlemen, and lady, of course. Remember what we were discussing before we had this ridiculous run-in and with the handsome cab? We were talking about the idea that perhaps there was a spiritual being moving between bodies.
Oh
Yes.
we were talking about that. weren't
Oh,
we?
yes.
Yes, I believe
I
my
look
opinion
at
was that it
Nigel.
was bunkum.
I nod, and Nigel gives me a cynical.
Yeah.
I love it.
Gives up. See what I mean?
Are you saying this child, the mere child, who perhaps, yes, I acknowledge mightn't be physically able, as a weak person like yourself, to do the murders,
Unless given spiritual strength
yes,
of some
or
kind.
perhaps has been temporarily possessed by the said evil being in order to acquire the knife or
Like
remove
Samson.
it? Samson? Yes. Man of Christ, are you?
Well, you know, as they say, the church pays well.
I just believe the general idea is you pay the church, isn't it, normal?
Yeah, that's what suckers are saying.
That's the sucking way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for going and having a chat to this young gentleman.
Yes.
His name is Kip. Kip. And we can take this handsome cab that we've hired for eternity.
Handsome cap.
Yes.
The eternity.
Can I
handsome
just
cap.
say, I'd love it if I turned around and he's found his bow tie. And he's like quickly just.
You have?
No, the handsome cab guy. He's like he's got a good pay.
He's got all the street sellers around him going, I'll take 2 of those, mate. I'll take 4 of those,
Yeah.
3 of
But-
those, thank you.
But if
very
it's
much."
if it's not a spiritual being, and if we're dealing with, as Nigel keeps rolling his eyes over there, don't think I don't see it, Nigel.
Please be both characters. So I want this to
Oh,
happen.
I know how you're feeling.
Go.
Nigel rolls his eyes. He's starting
Thank
to
you.
develop. Perhaps it is an organization. Maybe we're
Yes.
dealing with Jack the Ripper Incorporated.
Yes, a cult.
Well, that would explain why we haven't been able to catch a Jack the Ripper, because there's more than one.
And some of the differences in handwriting and tone in the letters received by the
And
post.
perhaps
Yes.
they've been giving alibis for each other.
Oh, yes.
Now that is something which I can believe in.
Well,
Not some kind of ridiculous spiritual thing, but perhaps that is a little bit more.
You might actually have a point.
I agree. I think that's a perfectly reasonable explanation. But why? What's their game? What's their Murray?
What's their Murray?
What's their Murray? What's their...
Someone's done some research.
Oh, because his name is Murray as well, and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
Like
Is Murray
levels.
literally a slang
I
word
am
for gay?
1888 street jargon.
That is the
So what-
greatest thing ever.
I want street jargon.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Benjamin.
mine is a toilet. So
Yes.
really, I've got the worst of
can I
it.
just say,
Let's go to the
Could
John.
everyone in chat, could everyone in the comments of this video post their name and what it means in 1890 street slang?
I just want to be like, I'd rather be a
Like,
Murray
seriously.
than a John
Yeah.
on a shirt.
Can you imagine if someone's actually making these t-shirts like that dodgy company, wherever they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making our t-shirts.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, Inspector Davis is kind of getting agitated, and he's like, "I've got I've got to go back because you've given me some leads that didn't exist before.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, you
Don't
do.
get into any trouble.
Just in case we do
Don't
get into
let
trouble.
him get into any
Trouble.
trouble.
Hold on a second. Are you looking at everybody
I've
with
got-
a finger
Just-
pointed directly
just
at
in
Ben's
case-
character?
Yeah, don't get into any trouble.
If we are facing a cult or a being, interdimensional being of mind destruction, might I have my weapons
No.
back if I
I will
promise
give
to take...
you some sage advice, sir.
Yes, yes,
Run away.
yes, excellent. With my weapon, thank you.
No.
Everyone write that down because I think that's going to come into it a little later on.
Alright.
He, because you had the pistol as well.
Yes, I got one of them back, I think.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
No, I
Yeah,
honestly.
I think if you've got your pistol back,
Murray,
then
make
he's not gonna-
a intelligence roll right here, please. Please, I beg you, make an intelligence roll. Don't give him back his weapons.
Oh, no, he's not going to give him the blunderbuss. You can't be letting off blunderbusses in public.
I believe the plural is blunderby.
Can I just say,
I don't
I'd
think
love it
that's
if.
true
I'd
at
love
all.
it if. I'd love
Well,
it if.
whatever it is, sir, it is a blunder, and I will not let you make one again.
Can I just say, I really want that every time every time we see him, he's just like, I've got him, and he's just got a gun, just pulled out from
Just
some.
shot some random person on the street.
Where did that
No,
come
it
from?
wasn't him.
It's just like this. It's
Looked
like
like him though.
it's like I think we see him, and he's like, I'll get him, and he's just holding another pistol. It's like, where are you getting these guns? My God.
Bag of
Could be
pistol
like a
holding.
child in a perambulator. Oh, there he is! Blam!
Make a luck roll. Yes, you have another gun.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds
okay.
good.
All right, so we hop into the handsome cab
Yes.
along with Nigel, but
Yes.
not
Nigel.
detective.
Not the detective. Nigel's very upset that the detective's not coming with him, and he
And I guess
tries to get
Ben
away from.
sits next
Septimus
to
as much.
Nigel.
Yes.
Probably. That's the only seat left.
Oh dear.
Well, Nigel, you're jolly happy to be coming along with a fine crew like us.
Can I just say, at this point, he pulls
How-
out his harmonica.
I
Have
hope
you
you're
heard
going
of
to-
Gilbert and Sutherland?
I know you're not as high class as I am, but I hope you're going to make some sort of attempt to pull your socks up and contribute meaningfully to the group. A closed mind will never get you anywhere, Nigel.
Tell me about your mind.
My mind is honed to a sharp tip.
And what honed it? Tell me
Observation.
about the whetstone that sharpened your mind.
Well, my father, Daddy, used to beat me, which...
Oh, terribly sorry.
Yeah, so it wasn't very pleasant at the time, but I
Across
believe
the
he had-
head.
Is that why you're so stupid?
I'm not stupid. I'm honed.
Don't-
Used to say, Septimus, that was a silly thing to do, and then he'd hit me.
Across the head.
And that was honing you.
Yes. That's
You are
why-
the model or the modder?
Yes,
Well, I'm terribly sorry that your father beat you.
Thank you, but well, he probably had good reason too.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
We fast forward 5 minutes.
But
and
that-
you're in
again-
tears, like,
Again, that should
my
never.
father!
Again, that should never have happened, and I'm
Shouldn't it?
sorry that did happen to you.
Isn't it normal for parents to beat their children?
Back in the day, yeah.
They love them.
Well, there have been some cultures that would raise their children by beating them, but I believe in our modern times, in our civilized age, that is considered something that we would use the rod sparingly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this go back into us like, you know what tribe did beat their children? What was the Aztecs back in the day? Like,
Yeah, Nigel. You're a man of erudite knowledge.
Now, my
turns out.
father, he holds up his arm and slides it back. These are ritual scarrings that he used
Oh.
to do.
can I just say, I'd love it if
Along here,
I'd
when
love
we
if-
were living in the Amazon, amongst the Inhotep tribes, these are ritual scarrings that I used to get, and he starts showing
Can I just say, as he pulls it off, he's got like
That's
these
amazing.
incredible tattoos that nobody has ever seen before in any other game. But his entire body, outside of his sleeves, is just like 100% like covered in.
Not yet, not
so,
yet though.
so lovely bonding moment starts to
that's
happen
super cool.
as they
Collars
share.
and cuffs man, is he?
I'm very impressed.
So this kind of like this father beating, father ritualistic knifing kind of thing happens.
And all the
On the trip in.
abuse and condescension is forgotten.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, partially. I'm sure they'll
Partially,
both
well-
irritate the crap out of each other as it goes along.
Like the best of friends.
Yes.
You notice that you are essentially around the corner from work. So,
Oh, we were literally, and here we are.
well, we're handsome Cap. You're
Fanging
eating,
the
eating
On
ladder.
our
up,
way.
eating up the miles.
But you're not used to traveling around in such.
So I
luxury.
stopped. I stopped before we get to the
Which means?
the thing, and I think we should get out here. I think
Okay.
we should get out here and maybe spread out and case the street.
So you know that out the front gate of the British Museum is where all of the nut sellers, they basically have their carts with the hot plate, and that's where they all sort of gather.
Is this a competitive industry? Like, is this
Oh,
like
look, they have each one has a station and a corner.
and a specialty?
Yeah, mostly the sort of same, but very like hot dog sellers today. Some are reputed to be a stronger brew or saltier.
So they've all
or
got the
sugar.
best. It's like a pie shop, like best pie.
Yeah, and they've got
best
the
pies
hawkers.
in
They've
the
got
world.
the hawkers who
Hawkers?
are calling out, for their wares.
Tuppence a bag.
Yeah, exactly. Tuppence a bag, tuppence a bag, tuppence a bag. All that sort of stuff.
Feed the birds.
Go on, Derek.
Tuppence a
Oh, quick.
bag.
No, they're not.
Let your harmonica go. This is your moment, guys. This is your... I am the very one. Wait, wrong song.
But I love it if we all just stopped and said, "Yeah, go on."
So you know that the block that the British Museum is on is quite a large block, and the British Museum is in the middle of it, so it's this sort of huge building. Therefore, the street that's running outside the front of it is a long street, and there is no escape because next to it is the London House, which is the British University of London. So there's basically a long street, then there's one side street, and then that long street continues.
Tip.
Yep.
Would you like to walk with me and we'll go around the other side and maybe capture him, stop him from running away?
Yeah, I nod, and I kind of like cover my arm, and I walk all the way
You
down.
were going to make a sewing
yeah.
roll.
Can I go?
Oh.
I go like this. Can I go this way? And so I walk with my arm so it's against this, so
The
I can
wall?
kind of against the wall, so I can kind of hide it as I walk along, as if like I'm trying to just like.
I think we're quite
Be
close
normal?
to Savile Row as well.
Oh, hang on.
Embarrassing.
Tip, what do
Where are we
I
going?
think we're going to the British Museum, but we're
Tip, what do you
relatively
suggest that we
close
do?
To,
Yes.
um,
Well, I've got my weapon,
no,
and I can point
can't
it
see it.
threateningly.
no, it's over, pretty much under the speaker.
And he'll know that I won't hesitate to fire.
Tip, what do you suggest we do? I'm not used to
Ooh.
action, so what?
So do you want to describe? Because you on your bike had no recognition, but you.
No, I saw.
spotted
No,
him.
I did knock him. I knew who he was once he went past. And yes, I will answer your question.
Yeah.
I knew where he was once past. I'm like, oh well, and I go along and I start drawing out. I go like this. I pull out like a stick, and I start drawing on the because it's obviously it's dirt.
And it's an
Dirt
amazing,
roads.
it's an amazing likeness, and it looks just like that.
Is that
Bingo.
a kid?
Is that the
Bingo.
kid?
That's Kip.
It's
No,
Kip.
it's not. It's Bingo.
No, that's so cool.
Oh, wow.
Irish.
No, it's Bingo. No, it's Kip.
Kip.
What cards is he?
These are. I'm glad you asked
That's right.
because someone might have spent some money. Anyway, these are the Call of Cthulhu keeper deck, and
Nice.
this particular deck is the Curious Characters deck
It's an NPCs.
of NPCs, which
Oh,
are
that's
made up
cool.
of various different photographs of different people, which we might be coming across some more of.
So I give a description to the guys about who this person is.
I shall watch out for him.
We won't be using the names because they're 20th century American names, which
Oh, right.
quite match.
Bingo.
And he's a hobo, which is probably not
Yeah, no, just the picture.
Alright.
Just the picture, Celeste.
Alright. very well.
Background checks. Background checks
So
are
I go
not
along-
that easy.
I go
Oh,
along
so
and-
you're a hobo.
I look at the back and I go draw on the street and I'm like, okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, right? I'm going to go around here, going to come up this alley here. If you guys just walk down here casually, then I'll come up behind him. And if he runs towards you, you've got you three there and
I have my gun.
And it's just like there's a gun. He's holding a gun. I'm like, oh my
You're
god!
with, you're
We
with,
like grab.
Oh
we
my
just
God.
grab
you're
the
with,
gun.
you're with Chip
I'm
and
going with. I'm going with.
Celeste and Finch.
And I'm going to
Sorry.
go back into the museum and leave you gentlemen to it.
And Nigel's going back inside. Okay.
You Nigel, nice chat.
So
mate.
Nigel's
Yes,
just
it was good to
Nigel's
chat.
just walking off.
Pop around the museum anytime. Maybe without the. We've got plenty of artifacts of that already
Oh, yeah.
inside. And,
No, no, I'd
on the
love to see your
second
gun.
floor,
Yes,
room
yes, yes.
B12.
Yes. All right. Well, good to chat.
Okay.
And
Hey-ho.
goes back inside.
Great. Okay.
So we all get in position.
Do you want to make a street smarts? If there was a cartography roll, I'd make him do that. A street smarts roll?
And by that, do you mean listen?
No.
What I'm hearing is
What have we got? What have we
We're,
What about
we're-
like a intelligent roll?
intelligent.
got?
Probably
Art
intelligent.
craft, actually, like craft map.
Craft That's what you have to write in.
Yeah.
Why would you want to give me one that you have to write in? That's
What about an intelligence or a?
intelligence. I can do intelligence. Do you want me to do intelligence?
Have you ever drawn a map that you know says exactly what needs to be said and goes exactly where it needs to be gone, and then the person that you've given it to is like, what?
Yeah.
So it's not
did we
intelligence,
do
it's
one
much
today?
more about the...
I think we did one today on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is that why you
Well,
guys are an hour
luckily
late?
Share
Is that-
location worked quite well for that.
Yeah, I did.
Do a craft.
What about navigate?
Could be navigate. Have you got anything in navigate?
10%. That's better than 5.
Yeah, go on. Do a navigate.
What about
I got you
firearms?
5 more percent. You're welcome.
Go.
Nope.
So you know your way
Didn't
around.
work out as
you
well
know,
as I
You're
thought.
pretty sure that this is a very simple
Did I? It's so
kind
simple.
of
It's
block,
Hang on.
Yeah.
and he's just confusing you with his.
So should I go with him? Is that going to be better?
Well, that was your suggestion.
Yeah.
I really
All
want
right,
you to
we'll
draw
go
what it
together.
actually
Yeah, so you're not
looks
sure.
like.
You're not sure he actually
I'm
knows.
Use this.
Not
Where-
convinced.
Here.
You're
I'm
not sure.
drawing it here, right?
Yeah, go on. Now draw what
He's
actually how it
he's
comes
drawn a
out.
simple rectangle and like what?
All right, we
we
go
go
together
Yes.
and we perform the
Two.
pincer movement.
So you guys need to wait for 5 minutes before.
Wait,
That's the plan.
So mention in the comments whether you think that's confusing or not.
hang
Okay.
on.
So we got team 1 in the bottom. We got team 2.
This is
Team
the longest
two here.
pincer movement ever.
And we got team 3 here.
Can I
and
just-
this is where Kip is.
Jesus.
And you're gonna. So we got 1 coming down here, right? And then we got.
Can I just make another
So good.
Can I just make another Dicestormers in joke? Because the last time we had an A team and a B team, do you remember what happened?
Yeah, the B team rocked it.
Yeah.
B team was
Johnny
in.
and I won.
Luckily, the A team last time was Nathan and Benjamin, and they didn't. do
The
so
A
well.
didn't stand for what normally the A stands for. We were really struggling.
Yeah, B
All right,
for the
so we
best.
go around the other side, and
Yes.
these guys
And
stay
you've
where
got
they
5
are.
minutes to wait. You guys go around the
And I'm
far
like
side.
this. And I'm like, okay, guys, synchronize watches.
Synchronized fob watches.
Five watches, yes. Okay, so you are now coming at the nut sellers outside the British Museum from opposite ends.
with aggressive.
Great, can you all give me spot hidden rolls, please?
Oh. $30.
2.
Okay.
That's a hard
16.
success.
83 was not a success, obviously.
You are distracted
With his
by-
second gun. And he's like,
Yeah, you're distracted by the passers-by,
Yes.
and you spot Kip a mile away, and you both see the description that you've been, and you recognise the coat. They're the same colour, kind
I
of
go like this.
a distinctive brown as opposed to a brown that blends in.
I drop my hat
Okay.
and keep my eyes like
Alright.
level on him in a really cool way because I rolled a 2 and that's not going to happen again.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I lock eyes, but like not his eyes, but I lock my eyes on him.
Rightio. Okay. What are
You
you
know how
doing?
lock eyes means that he sees me, but
What are
if
you
I
doing,
lock,
Finch?
I
Yeah,
don't.
I see you. Well, that
And he's
wasn't
like,
good.
and he's like, I see you too.
I lock eyes, but not his eyes. So you
No, I
lock eyes with someone
on
else.
him.
Lock eyes.
Okay, so like when you have a missile, right? You go locked on. Doesn't mean the other person's going, okay, I've got you ready to go. Like
Got you.
Yeah.
So you lock onto him.
Onto him with my
With
eye,
your eyes.
which is not. But if you lock eyes, that would mean like if I saw you and
Yes,
you
you're
saw
not-
me, then that would lock eyes. But
So you
that's
locked onto him.
locked onto him, but he's
with your
But
eyes.
he hasn't seen me.
So it's
because I
like
rolled
romantic,
So well.
Yes.
except that, like you're a stalker.
Yes,
But not
that
even.
describes it really
Okay,
well
see-
for how bad it is. But yes,
So you're stalking him. Great. Okay.
What are you doing, Finch?
Not stalking him, but I did see him
You did.
with my eyes.
You did.
just roll. I'm not rolling again. I'm wasting these.
I'm
rolls.
polishing my
But
weapon.
what? So what? I've seen him. He hasn't seen me. So
Yep.
he hasn't locked onto me with his
No,
eyes.
no.
But we've locked onto him with our eyes.
Yes.
Yes. So the plan is basically to catch him.
Well,
no, let's go
or
through
is
the
it
plan.
to,
You're coming.
or,
You're
hang
coming.
on,
You're
hang on.
coming from.
Is it just to talk to him?
Yeah. So,
So I'll just wander up to him.
Okay, so
I'll just wander up to him.
you're just walking, making. a
Yeah,
beeline?
like I'll just look
Okay.
like I'm looking for something to eat.
So
I don't notice that he's gone. So I'm,
I'm
still
with
standing.
Nathan, is that right?
Yeah, so you and Nathan and Finch and
Yeah.
Septimus.
So I'm gonna walk behind Nathan,
Okay.
because I'm kind of obvious with the dress
Yep.
and the bonnet
I like
and
the
all that
man
sort of
with
stuff.
with
So just
missing an
say,
arm.
and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna come. I'm gonna step out when he gets close.
Great. So as Finch gets close, Kip notices that you're approaching, and he runs straight into you.
Yes.
Wait, isn't he just selling food?
No, well, he's...
Because I thought he was just behind the thing selling food. So aren't we just walking through looking for food?
That's right.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
but-
runs. He
but
runs.
he's-
But he
scampers.
spots
he's,
us.
he's...
So he sort of goes
So
around.
shouldn't we make some kind of acting role or something to make it look like
Oh,
we're
Acting!
doing our thing?
He's
I
just
did
said
know
that I've
that
caught
thing.
him. He's just said that I've caught him. I grab him by
No,
the
no, he
scruff
runs
of
into
it.
you.
Runs
I don't
into
know
me.
that you're going to be...
No, I'm surprised
Okay, well,
momentarily.
give me a roll. Just
Grab
like-
him by the scruff
me
of
a-
the neck like the street urchin he is,
Right,
and I
come
say,
on, give me
I'll
a-
give you more,
Yeah.
sonny.
So he runs into you, you make to grab him, so you're giving me a brawl roll, and I'm going to give a... where is
I
his-
prefer to
dodge?
shoot
What's
him.
his stat? What's his dodge?
Can I just say at this point, Ben's loading up the 14th rifle.
Ready?
How
I'm
do I-
dodging,
how do I
so we're having an
roll?
opposed roll.
How do I brawl?
You're brawling, fighting brawl. Under F.
Ring of 45.
This guy's a comfy. Oh.
What'd you get?
90.
I got a 53, so we're like...
He
We
barrels
both
into
fail.
me.
We
Yes.
both fail, but
Yep.
you don't catch hold of me.
Okay, good.
But I'm still sort of
Ah,
mixed
not
up with you. And
funny.
again, he's trying to get past you.
You should shoot him.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. 14.
You managed to grab the scruff of his neck.
Stop, urchin. Lower
right?
class
You
filthy
get to
scum.
him at this point.
I what?
You're next to him at this point
Okay.
because you were walking up straight, making a beeline. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Indians going past.
And you've seen all this happening, and
I run up
okay, cool,
because I have my eyes locked on him.
right. So, what are you doing? You've got them by the scruff of the neck.
Yes. Ah, stop, sonny. We just want to talk to you.
Out of his coat clatters
A
a
third
shiny.
Just like,
No, not a third arm. No, not a, just derailed where this conversation was going. Just the shiny Chris.
I'm sorry? What?
That was a bit loud.
Okay.
Sorry, that was the biggest plot reveal for the
Okay.
entire game.
Yeah.
Cool. So that. All right. So do we get
Game over.
do we get
Right.
XP?
The knife
The,
falls out.
the knife.
The knife
falls
Reach
out.
down and grab it.
Okay.
oh god! Why do you do these things?
Because I was hoping I was going to have something happen.
Yeah, yeah. So you go down and grab the knife. As soon as you touch the knife, there's nothing.
Can I lick it?
Oh yeah.
It's a crude
Replica.
replica of the knife you saw from your dreams. You also notice this too, that this is a wavy bladed knife, but it's sort of been made by a cheap seller. But it was at the, you know that he's taken it from the police station
Right, sonny.
How do we
Come
know
with
that?
us.
because that's where you saw him running from. With
Oh.
it hidden, and that's why the police were chasing him onto the street.
Oh.
Quick examine of it. Does it have any stains or anything on it?
No, it looks. Look, it's.
What's the blood taste like?
So it's clean.
Hell,
It's
that's gonna be
shiny.
my next
But it's like it's copying something. So it's not a crude copy. It's the right shape. It's been forged properly. But it's not the actual knife. It's a replica, but usable. It's sharp and can kill.
So you're saying it's a functioning knife?
It's a functioning Chris.
But
yes.
it's
But
not.
it's not.
It's
the-
not the knife.
That's the name of the wavy bladed
Chris.
knife.
Now tell us.
K-R-I-S.
Tell us immediately, where did you come by this weapon and why were you running away with it?
I'm not telling you nothing.
You listen, you tell me. Listen, Septimus, this is not good enough.
You feel a very, very large hand grab you by the wrist. What you doing with my boy? And behind you, and above you, is this enormous, like, stoker kind of guy who's kind of, he could have lifted you off the ground.
So I turn around.
Can I
Listen,
swing
you-
into the conversation?
I
at this
go,
point?
listen, you go, "Oh,
What you doing with my boy? What are you doing, Kip?
Can I swing into the conversation at this point and,
Yep.
and sort of say, good sir, and I'll turn
Good
on the charm
sir.
as much as I can.
All right.
And a roll?
Yeah, give me a roll. Give me a
Did everyone
charm roll.
notice I called him Septimus?
Persuade? Yes, I
I wasn't paying attention,
51. I made it.
but now that I have, good job.
We were just wanting to have a quick conversation with your lad here about a knife. This one, as a matter of fact, about where he obtained it.
Where'd you get that, boy?
Oh, he's not in any trouble.
boy is. kind of a triangle now because he's about to hit the boy as well.
Flashbacks.
He's got your hand.
Flashbacks. After the conversation with Nigel, it's like nobody hits children anymore.
He lets go of your wrist,
Yeah.
and then he's about to cock the boy.
Sir,
And then this-
sir,
Oh.
I beg your pardon. We just wanted to have a quick conversation with him. Absolutely no problem at all.
Yes.
I just love
What'd
it
you
as
say?
the grandfather.
Come on, there's a roll in there. There's got to be like some fast talk or something.
Yeah, fast talk. Go fast talk.
Can I
What have
use
you got? What have you
persuade?
got? Persuade.
Isn't
Yeah.
persuade like a slow thing?
Do you know my
Oh,
favorite?
you didn't see the batting eyelids. Go on, give him the batting eyelids.
Oh,
dear
wow.
God. Hang on, I need to make a sanity
Hang
roll.
on. Can I just
I
give-
failed that roll.
You
Yeah,
failed.
I failed the roll too.
You've got no part in this. Step aside, madam.
All right, I step aside.
He must tell us the thing that he was going to tell you. Yes, yes. You seem to be persuasive. A father always knows how to.
I'm not
Pull a
his
boy into
father.
line.
He doesn't have a father, do you, boy?
Can I
Lucky
like
fellow.
make this a little bit easier by like maybe
Killing him.
I was thinking
I have
something.
my gun.
I was thinking more something along the lines of like, there's a lot of tussling happening. Can I just like loosen the big guy's belt so his pants may fall down or something
Can
like
you
that?
three make spot hidden rolls? You can make me a sleight of hand, I suppose.
Yeah, I can do a sleight of hand.
Yes, I
I
make it.
succeed.
88. I don't. I'm.
You don't
I-
notice that there's a crowd gathering. You
Oh, good.
both notice that there's a crowd.
Right.
But the crowd is more of the nut sellers stopping work and forming a sort of a barrier around you than it is the people who've come to see the museum or passers-by.
Do we feel like this is threatening us? Is this an angry crowd or are they just
Surrounded.
look
Right,
Is it more like an audience?
You're going to need to make a roll on that. Psychology, probably.
Okay.
And you too, John.
Yeah.
Lots
Jones,
of coloured in things.
No, I
19.
failed. 96.
I'll make it.
I have no idea at all.
Okay, you don't have any idea, but you notice this crowd. You, however, feel
Yeah.
that the sympathy in the crowd is with the boy,
Okay.
not with
The man.
the man.
Yeah,
And
no idea.
it's not a poor boy being beaten.
Oh.
It is a more he's one of us
Right.
kind of.
All right, so Ben, what's Ben doing? Ben's got the attention of.
He's
Ben,
behind.
you were interposing yourself
Yeah.
stutteringly between
Yes.
the man and the boy, and you just loosened his belt.
Hard.
Hard loosened his belt.
Excel.
Okay, cool. So
I'm just disarming this man because this man is a man who is, you know, it seems like he's all about authority and being in charge.
I believe the word is depantsing the man.
Yes, it will become known as depantsing, but
You're the one who was disarmed.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
he's definitely. Yeah.
Tip
I'm
is
like-
about to invent the wedgie.
Yeah.
So, he's looking through you, Septimus,
Yes.
and it's like if his blow happens to take your head off and hit the boy, then so be it. So he's got no concern for rank or social status. He's basically wanting to hit the boy.
Peasant.
You still got the knife, is that right?
I do.
You do.
I haven't had an action yet, so let me know when I can.
Yep. So
Thank you.
he's about to strike. You, in your spotting of the crowd, also notice that Tip has moved behind this guy and done something.
Uh
What do you do?
huh. Okay, so I'm not the focus of attention. I'm going to step right up to him with the knife right up to his crotch
Okay.
and my face right up to his ear.
Except, isn't
Right.
he really tall?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He's taller than Septimus, but I don't. Your general Gilbert and Sullivan tenor was never tall.
No, you wouldn't say so.
So you can reach his ear. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the prick of the Chris
Yeah,
will wiggle its way through to his
will.
well, we're in the nut area of the
Okay.
of the markets, let's just say, aren't we?
You're going to add to the menu.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say?
And I'll just whisper.
Don't say what you whisper. Just
I'll just
something
yeah.
gets whispered and he just freaks the fuck out and runs away. It's just like.
Well,
He's
no,
like,
no, I've got a more complex picture because his pants are coming down at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time, which you haven't done, but they're about to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just whisper to him. Best if you ran along.
Cool. As you whisper that, and Chris is about to come into contact with what you think is his trousers drop, and
Yeah.
his very dirty and unwashed undergarments are there, and Chris is kind of much closer to his nethers than he was expecting.
I'm not very good at combat either.
You see him blanch,
Mm-hmm.
and because you've interposed yourself, you don't notice Finch.
I'm really not good at this.
You see him kind of, the hand shakes.
I think it's 'cause of
and
me.
you think it's because
Yeah.
of you. And he kind of backs away, and he becomes aware of the crowd.
Yep.
And you see him basically blanch and pick up his pants and kind of.
I would like to give
Move
a
off.
theatrical laugh to sort
Okay.
of, shame him amongst everybody.
Oh, look at this little Willie! Oh, I've seen bigger ones on toddlers.
Ever wondered how you get an arch nemesis? I think this is one of the ways, right?
So he makes his way through the crowd, pushes through. Your laugh also dispels the tension in the air, and people start to go back about.
I'm gonna
their
try and
business.
the knife
Oh, you
before
can
I turn around.
try- Yeah,
Before I
okay,
turn
okay.
around.
Yep.
Because I moved in.
Yeah.
And then in my mind palace, I'm picturing that I was up against the guy. It all happened.
Yeah.
Then I
So
turn
as he
around
backed
and there's
away,
a
you
big
could have
crowd.
got the knife. Yeah. So can you give me a sleight of hand for?
Not chopping up your own.
No, just secreting the knife.
I got a 12, but I've got a 10 for sleight of
Yeah,
hand.
you get it. You get it away.
I won't tick it
well
off.
enough,
though.
you think. You
Ish.
notice that there are about 6 men and women who come and ignore that you've got this. That the tension's broken. Most people have gone away. The incident's over. But there are about 6 of them who are closing in on all of you from all corners.
Can
And
I?
We're going to break them.
Oh.
Nice.
And if you want to know what happens after that,
Interesting.
Better join us after the break.
Yes, and if you'd like to know what happens next time, please click the subscribe button and turn on the bell
Yes.
so that you are notified.
Absolutely.
Turn on the bell. When did that start happening?
Yes,
oh,
you got to
okay.
turn
the whole,
on the
you
bell.
gotta- and we got a Twitter, we got a Facebook. We could go through the list, but you know what?
They're all in the little box in the middle. Just look. They're
See?
just.
Oh,
Yeah, cool.
I
Right.
love
Right,
that
right
you
there.
used your
I
mouse
used
that
the
they
mouse
can't
to be able
see.
to-
Click
Yeah.
all the things.
All right, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
That's cool.
Sorry, I got passed a note by one of our players.